Freak Night. Excerpt. Freak Night is a stupid, scary story written by an anonymous person on the internet. It's about a group of girls who decide to explore a haunted house one dark and stormy night. And then the sink was filled with blood, said Sarah. Lizzie snorted. That was the worst scary story ever. My dog has done scarier things than that. Sarah huffed. Well, excuse me for trying to tell a decent scary story at a sleepover, she said. It was 9:30 and Emily had invited Lizzie, Sarah, Jade, and Rebecca to a sleepover. This is boring. Let's do dares, suggested Rebecca. Yeah, that's cool, Jade agreed. Me first. I dare Emily to, While she was thinking, Jade glanced out the window and spotted the old, ramshackle house at the end of the road. They called it the Freak House. According to the legends, it was supposedly owned by some crazy dude who had killed his wife and 3 children. Everyone knew that the stories weren't true, but it did look awfully sinister. Sitting at the end of the road. Emily, I dare you to go inside the Freak House, Jade declared. Emily shook her head. No way. That's just going too far, Jade. Come on, Emily, Sarah whined. We'll all go in with you. Yeah, let's do that, everyone said. Minutes later, Emily was standing at the front door of the Freak House. The night was cold, and it was beginning to rain. Lizzie, Sarah, Jade, and Rebecca huddled together on the porch. Emily reached out and opened the door. A cold chill rushed over all of them as they stepped inside. The door shut behind them, and their eyes adjusted to the darkness. Then, out of the corner of her eye, Emily saw a dead girl hanging from the rafters. They turned to leave, but the door was locked. They began to freak out. All of a sudden, a creepy man came out of the other room and said, "Young girls never leave my house alive." Emily turned and pounded on the door. The man grabbed her by the hair, and the other girls tried to fight him off, but it was too late. She was already dead. The man ripped her heart out and left her lying there on the floor. Reverse phone lookup. Excerpt. Reverse phone lookup is a stupid story about a girl who keeps getting weird text messages, so she calls her phone network and asks them to trace the cell phone that is sending the messages. OMG, Aya, my phone, I screamed. What happened to it? Asked my friend Tina. The screen's all cracked. I dropped it, I replied. I guess I'll have to take it to get it fixed. The very next day, I took it to get repaired. 2 weeks later, I got it back. Everything seemed fine at first, but then something weird happened. Every time I touched it, I felt something grip my hand. The first time it happened, I screamed, OMG, Aya, my phone. Omi God Samethingjichimi. I shrieked. Calm down, said Tina. I calmed down. For a while. Then the text started. You will die. Read the first text. I will kill you. Read the second. And no one will miss you. Read the third. The phone number they came from was unknown, so I decided to just ignore them until I got the 4th text. That was the scariest one of all. When I opened it, there was just a picture of a bloody knife with "Time to Die" written underneath in red. The instant I finished reading it, the lights blew out and I heard someone breathing right behind me. I ran outside the house and made a call to my phone network. Hi there, I said. I'm getting weird text messages on my phone. Can you do some sort of reverse phone lookup or something? The woman on the phone said they don't usually tell you where the texts come from, but this time they told me. The texts were sent from a phone buried in the park. The phone was owned by a person who had died and was now buried there. I screamed. John was a zombie. Excerpt. John Was a Zombie is a stupid story about the computer game Doom. It's probably the best example of a scary story being so bad it becomes amazingly good. Originally titled Doom, Repercussions of Evil, it was written by Peter Chimera in 2002 and posted on a fanfiction website. In the years that followed, it came to be regarded as one of the most awesomely bad fanfictions on the web. As its fame grew, the notorious story was reposted all over the internet under titles, and then John was a zombie and be killed by demons. Here at Scary for Kids, we love a good scary story, but we also love a so bad it's funny scary story. Enjoy! John Stalvern waited. The lights above him blinked and sparked out of the air. There were demons in the base. He didn't see them, but had expected them now for years. His warnings to Colonel Josen were not listened to, and now it was too late. Far too late for now, anyway. John was a space marine for 14 years. When he was young, he watched the spaceships, and he said to Dad, "I want to be on the ships, Daddy." Dad said, "No, you will be killed by demons." There was a time when he believed him. Then as he got older, he stopped. But now in the space station base of the UAC, he knew there were demons. "This is Josen," the radio crackered. "You must fight the demons." So John got his Palsma rifle and blew up the wall. "He going to kill us," said the demons. "I will shoot at him," said the cyber demon, and he fired the rocket missiles. John plasmed at him and tried to blow him up, but then the ceiling fell, and they were trapped and not able to kill. "No, I must kill the demons," he shouted. The radio said, "No, John. You are the demons." And then John was a zombie. The end. Praise for the story. Wow! Just wow, this story. Where to begin? Let's just say I plasmed my shorts after reading it. Insomniac 3. Possibly the best work I've seen on this website. If anything, Doom should be considered a fan adaptation of this story. What a twist. This is one of the funniest things I've ever read. Chimera has managed to do things which no Doom fan has ever done before. Stupid bunny. Genius. Pure genius. This is a cautionary tale that stresses the negative consequences of joining the armed forces. It also explores a Freudian struggle between a man and his father. Furthermore, I believe this story truly stresses that black and white thinking is detrimental to humankind, as you can neither say that John is a good person nor that the demons are truly evil. Eventually, we learn that John's amplified sense of masculinity leads to his downfall. Cheese crimp. Doom. Repercussions of Evil is a multi-layered, thoughtful piece of prose in which the protagonist is wrestling with the demons of his present and how they have manifested from his troubled past. Literary critic. Ghostagram. Excerpt. Ghostagram is a funny horror story about a girl who lives her entire life on Instagram. It was written by Shira Rachel Danon. Megan Tucker was waiting for her friends. Marissa and Callie were supposed to pick her up. They planned to go to the mall and shop for Halloween costumes. Megan checked her makeup again in the bathroom mirror. She looked good. Damn good. She snapped a picture for her Instagram admirers. After she posted the image, she waited for the likes to start coming in. Just then, she saw something terrifying in the corner of the photo. It was a little girl in a long white nightgown. She had blood pouring down her face. Megan screamed and turned around, but there was nobody behind her. "Megan, what's wrong?" her mom asked as she came running into the room. "Nothing," Megan lied. "I thought I saw gray hair." Even though her heart was pounding, she didn't want to worry her mother, who had enough on her mind as a single mom who worked 2 jobs just to make ends meet. "Don't worry, Megan," her mom sighed. "You're still a young and beautiful girl, and you always will be. Hopefully you'll never have any gray hair, like I do from working these 2 jobs and raising 2 kids on my own." 2 kids. Megan gave her mom a puzzled look. I mean 1, her mom said quickly. 1 kid. Just then, they heard the sound of a car horn outside. Megan kissed her mother goodbye, rushed downstairs, and hopped into Marissa's waiting car. "Hey, Megan, I saw your selfie on Instagram," Marissa said as she pulled away from the house. "Yeah, that Halloween decoration in the background was really creepy," Callie said. "You guys, it wasn't a Halloween decoration." Megan squealed. "I don't know where that murder girl came from. I'm totally freaked out." "Oh, come on, Megan," Marissa said. "You cannot be serious." "I'm deadly serious," Megan said. Her hands were shaking so much she could barely unlock her phone. She forced herself to calm down, then snapped another selfie. This time she was pouting cutely with her sunglasses on her head. She posted the photo, but when she looked at it, she couldn't believe her eyes. There she was again. The creepy dead girl was sitting right next to Callie in the back seat of the car. OMG! Megan cried. Check your phones now. Callie and Marissa both unlocked their phones and checked Instagram. When they saw the photo, they screamed in horror. She's going to get blood on my car. Marissa complained. Never mind your car. Callie whined. What about my short shorts? Why is this happening to me? Megan moaned. Then she noticed her new photo already had 53 likes. And the previous one from her bathroom had 181 likes. There were tons of admiring comments like, "Hey girl, you look sexy," and "Nice try with a Halloween decoration you almost got me," and "Wanna hook up sometime?" Wow, that's a lot of likes, Callie said. Maybe being haunted by a blood-drenched little ghost girl isn't such a bad thing after all, said Megan. But who is this ghost? Marissa wondered. And why is she haunting you? They pulled into a parking space at the mall and piled out of the car. I don't know, Megan said. As they walked into the mall and searched for the costume store, she noticed a new comment on her Instagram account. It was from someone she didn't know, and it said, "That's weird. The little girl in the background of your photo looks exactly like Susie Tucker." But it couldn't be. Susie Tucker died in 1998. She was murdered by her own mother. By the way, you look hot. Damn hot. Wanna hook up sometime? Susie Tucker? Who is Susie Tucker? Callie said. Suddenly, everything started to make sense to Megan. Her brain was normally dormant, but now it was working overtime. I think, she said, I think she's my sister. On Halloween night, Megan was in her bedroom, getting ready. She put on a long, white nightgown, then took a selfie in her living room. Although she didn't know it, she was standing on the very spot with a sister she never knew had been murdered 15 years before. She posted the photo, and when she checked it, she saw the pale, bloody, frightened girl in the background. Megan wanted to wait and see how many likes she would get, but she knew there wasn't time. Her mom was about to come home from work. The front door opened, and her mother walked in. When she caught sight of Megan's outfit, she froze in her tracks. Megan, why are you dressed like that? She asked. Megan took a step closer to her mother. This year, I'm going to the Halloween party as my sister, Megan said. Whatever do you mean? Her mother replied. Megan grabbed her mother by the arms and started shaking her. This is how Susie was dressed, wasn't it, Mom? She shouted. This is how she was dressed on the night you murdered her. Stop it, Megan, her mother screamed. It wasn't my fault. She was starting to grow old. Old like me. I couldn't let that happen. I wanted her to stay young and beautiful forever. Megan began to cry, scrunching up her face to hold back the tears. No, she moaned. I didn't want to believe it, but it's true. You need help, Mom. You're crazy. Megan's mother stared at her in horror. Are those wrinkles on your face? She reached into her purse and pulled out a large butcher's knife. The blade glistened in the moonlight. You're getting old, Megan, she whispered. Old like me. You have to stay young, like Susie. I'll help you stay young and beautiful forever. Mom, no, Megan screamed, but it was too late. With a crazed look in her eyes, her mother thrust the knife into Megan's chest. The teenage girl staggered backwards and collapsed on the floor. A pool of blood spread out around her on the carpet. As the life ebbed from her veins, Megan swiped her phone. It was a painful struggle, but she managed to take one last selfie. As soon as she posted it to Instagram, it got a comment. It was from one of her teenage admirers, and it said, "You look sexy, Megan. Wanna hook up sometime?"